The following may contain language which will be offensive to some people and inappropriate for children. The topics discussed may include drugs, alcohol, or be sexual in nature. This show is intended for mature audiences. Listener discretion is advised. I'm serious. It's dirty. Really, really dirty. Still here? Then pour your favorite beverage, sit back, and let's get this fucking show started.
Fantastic Forum, assemble! You're listening to Fantastic Forum, the premier show about comic books and your live conversation about entertainment and geek culture. We are the Fantastic Forum, coming to you live and direct from Fantastic Forum Studios, Los Angeles. Hope you're having a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, or night, as the case may be, depending on where you are in the world. And if you're not, you should stick with us. We'll have you take it up a notch. You have the usual suspects in the building. First, he is our riddle, inside of an enigma trapped in Chinese finger cuffs. You don't know him. You love him anyway. He's our silent assassin, Jay.
Hey, what's up?
Next, he is our intrepid senior reporter. He's next in line for the cow. He's our resident Dark Knight detective. It's Oz.
I'm so unprepared today.
He didn't even have a funny thing to start off the show.
Next, he's the backbone, the pillar, the strength of Fantastic Forum, our nigh invulnerable brawler and resident strongman, Moses Magnum.
Ma'am.
And that's for myself. My name is Lawrence Young. They call me Mary Young. Welcome to Fantastic Forum. We got a great show for you today. We're going to be talking to you all about the new season 2 of Batwoman. We're going to be talking to you all about Future State Nightwing #1. And we're going to be talking to you all about Batman Soul of the Dragon, the new DC animated movie. So we got all that for you, and of course, whatever else it is you all want to talk about, and the latest and greatest in comic book news. But before we do that, we want to make sure that we thank Mr. Scott Rubin, who without him, this show would not have happened, would not be possible. So thank you, Mr. Scott Rubin. Hope you're doing well. Also, I want to tell you how it is that you can get down with Fantastic Forum. Here's how.
Want to get in on the action? Call Fantastic Forum on Skype and join the fun. Too shy to call in? That's okay. You can join the Discord chat room available at
FantasticForum.Live.
Join the party. You know you want to.
I agree. I want to join the party. I'm happy I'm here. So, gentlemen, how are y'all doing? You all feeling all right? You ready to get into this show?
I'm doing a lot better now because for some reason my computer is on it. I forgot to open the soundboard, but it did everything like that.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Good juju. You know what
Normally,
I like?
Real professionals don't even bring that up, but I'm not fucking professional. I'm just happy that shit worked.
Amen, brother.
And I want recognition.
I'm just saying, look, we can't be Mad Buggy every week. One of these weeks, things got to be like butter, right? Like butter. It's like butter, baby.
Yeah,
like
but it's butter that you put in the fridge. So you try to spread it on the bread right away, and it like just breaks in half. And now you got 2 slices of bread with like a little pat of butter in the corner instead of smoothly over the rest of it. And that is what is going on in my studio today. So
got it.
I'm your broken slice of burnt toast.
Right. Oz was like, how can I hate on butter? It's like
I love butter.
No. I'm not saying you don't love it. I'm saying that you found a way to hate on it still, though, despite your love for it. We all love
absolutely butter. No reason to put butter in the fridge.
I can't believe he doesn't love butter.
Okay.
I can't believe it's not butter.
Out?
What'd you say, Jay?
Can you put butter out?
Yeah, you can, but it does need to be like in. They sell the little
There's a little,
porcelain little loaf
yeah.
things that you put it in there. It has to be in that because that kind of insulates it from the elements.
bugs. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then whenever you have toast, I mean it soft right away. You don't have to wait for it to melt. You stare at it.
I feel like butter storage is like one of those things that divides people, like almost like sweet and savory grits. You know what I mean? Or it's just like,
Or bacon fat.
wait, what
I
about
don't
bacon fat?
Look, there
Who's
nobody
anti-bacon fat?
I've seen people just keep it over the stove.
Well,
and just,
there's some people that are anti-bacon fat, but we can't hold that against them.
yeah, but they just leave it outside. They don't put it in the fridge.
Oh, got you. Oh, I didn't realize that there was a whole. I didn't realize that there was like people that are putting their bacon fat in the fridge. Got it.
Yeah.
Anyway, like I said,
Bacon fat is delicious. Like we make bread with that stuff.
no, I would agree.
In
What do you
chat,
say, Jay?
we got Tiger Claw who says, "What's up, Fantastic Forum? What did you think of episode 3 of WandaVision so far? Things are starting to unravel."
Real quick, you all saw episode 3 of WandaVision?
Yeah.
No.
What? No. There it is. So look, we don't really have the time to get into it anyway. So Jay, we're not going to go deep into anything. Just off the top though, Mo, Oz. No, what did you think of episode 3? Did you like it? Did it further the story enough for you? How about you, Mo?
Well, I all I can say is and Marvel is getting tired of the gimmick of the TV show shit right when I'm getting tired of it too. So halfway through this episode, it starts moving into the real shit, and still keeping that. But I guess each episode is going to be progressively less, Tommy, which I'm okay with. But yeah, because now it's like it's moving somewhere.
What do you think, Oz?
Interviews with what's Vision's name? Paul Bettany.
Yes.
He stated that towards the end of the series, it becomes a full-blown MCU action film. And considering there's only 8 episodes and we're on 3, it needs to start ramping up. And it did a little bit. I'd like to see a little bit more, but I'm guessing it's going to be like the last 2 episodes that are going to be like this epicness that I've been promised.
Oh.
And if you look at it, like it's 8 episodes so far. About the first 2.5 episodes have been sitcom-y, so that's kind of like the first half of like an MCU movie. You know what I mean? About at the 45-minute mark, 30-minute mark. You know?
Yeah, and these episodes are only half an hour long.
Yeah. So
I don't think they get any longer.
I really enjoyed this last one, and I'm glad.
It was a good episode. I mean, they're doing a good job. It's a good show.
There you go.
All my complaints about it are just because I feel like I have to complain because you guys are just gonna love on it all day.
I mean, if it's good, it's good. It's just that simple. I was like, you say that about butter too. I agree. We should hate on butter and WandaVision. Oh. Right. I keep my WandaVision in the fridge because it'll spoil. If you leave it out, you get salmonella.
But butter doesn't spoil. Apparently, Hexzilla in chat does not put his bacon fat in the fridge because it's confused by that.
Yeah.
No, I felt the exact same way. I didn't even know you put bacon fat in the fridge. I was like, wait, really? Like, I would feel like that make it hard to use, but what do I know?
It does, but you know.
Much like butter.
Yeah.
All I know is my parents just left it in the same pan. Just that's the bacon pan. Every once in a while, it's the pancake pan.
I guess it depends on how often you use it. You know,
exactly.
I would use it maybe once a week. So.
Gotcha.
I know whenever bacon fat has gone bad, it's been in the fridge. So
Tired Claw wants to know what the 80s episode is going to borrow from, and it's Michael J. Fox's show.
Family Ties.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny
It's
because
kind of a shame. I guess Family Matters is in Married with Children are in the 90s.
yeah, those are 90s shows.
So I guess Family Ties.
See,
works.
and it's funny because when I thought of the 80s sitcom, my mind went to like Seinfeld, but I'm like, Seinfeld technically is like the end of the 80s.
And it's 91.
Yeah, it's 90s.
Shut up, wait, Seinfeld starts in 91?
Yeah. It went on.
No way.
It went on 8 seasons and ended in 99, I think.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought Seinfeld was the end of the 80s.
No, his career was in the 80s. Like his stand-up.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, I could have swore. Well, I guess. Okay. I don't know.
IMDb says it started in 89.
There you go. But 89 is basically, I mean, well, it's not the 90s because
Yeah.
the 90s doesn't start till like 1992. But still, it's like, when I thought about it initially, my thought was like, oh, I hope the 80s version is like Seinfeld. Like, I hope that episode is like Seinfeld. But there's so many more like seminal 80s sitcoms.
Yeah.
Like, when I really thought about it, I was like, oh, dude, you had like you just mentioned Family Ties, Facts of Life, Different Strokes. Like,
Out
all
of this
these.
world.
Which one?
Out of this world.
Out of This World?
We
Yeah.
talk about this all the time on our show.
Yeah,
I know the sitcom Out of This World was, I guess that was the 80s, huh? Was that late 80s too?
Nah, that was like 86, 87.
That would be the late 80s.
That's mid.
I'll give it mid. I for some reason I thought it was later than that.
The thing is, look, it got canceled before the 90s, so technically that's mid.
yeah, but Out of This World isn't in that same category with all those other sitcoms, though.
It's from 87 to 91.
Oh, there you go. But that's not a knock on the show. The show is far superior to like a lot of sitcoms that have come after it. I'm just saying the sitcoms in much in the same way like Seinfeld. Like, Seinfeld is a great American sitcom, and even though it technically started in the 80s, it's overshadowed by all of the other giants that are in the 80s as far as sitcoms go. And I'm saying that about Out of This World too. Like, not because it's bad, it's just, I mean, dude, it's so many amazing sitcoms in the 80s. It's kind of sick.
Yeah. Well, you know, it's when TV, like, you only had, like, what, 12 channels? Like, cable networks were just more niche market stuff.
There it is.
You know? But yeah.
Says Alf, Mary Young.
What did you say? What did you call him, Jay?
And Malo y Bueno.
Oh, there you go. All right. You said it right this week. I appreciate it.
Nobody watched Alf.
Dude, I love Alf. Alf is my joint.
Alf was Mexican.
Why was Alf? Wait, why?
Alien?
He's an alien. He's brown. He's short, and he wants to eat pussy.
Oh my god.
Goes, what if it pokes fun at Three's Company?
Three's Company is the 70s.
That's 70.
Pegzilla says true 80s, like Silver Spoons, Punky
Exactly. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, you can't, like, if you're talking about Silver Spoons, Punky Brewster, Facts of Life, Different Strokes, Family Ties, it's like we can't talk about Seinfeld and Out of This World, despite them being amazing. It's like we got to let that be the influence for the 80s, and maybe like we're probably not gonna get any Seinfeld or Out of This World because it doesn't fit the format. Mo's over it. He's right though. Let's play some news music.
Comic book news. We should have a comic book like current. Well, not like that, but like.
All right, let's get to some news. Gents, what should we talk about first?
Not Cheetor.
100% Cheetor. Pure. 100% pure Cheetor. People are like, what are they talking about? Cheetor is a character from the Transformers Beast Wars cartoon, but don't worry about anything else. We're good. We're good. Well, I'll go ahead and start with the story I'm most excited for. And this is not going to be a surprise to anybody.
Is Bendis not being exclusive?
No. No. Even though, don't get me wrong, I would like to, since you brought it up, I would like to, I'm interested in what it is that Bendis is going to do next, now that he's outside of his DC contract and is not exclusive there. Which, I mean, and don't get me wrong, it's like Bendis got that contract in a completely different time at DC. Good
but
for him.
It wasn't because he was doing good shit.
I mean, okay, I'll give you that. Like, in the sense that, was Bendis past his prime? Like, was the stuff that he had, his best stuff behind him once he got that contract at DC? I would agree with you. But
even sales wise, like, it's just like it was odd that they actually took that decision to pay him all that money, and then his DC stuff, it didn't pay off for them. So he's one of the, like, we talked about that news where they're cutting off the big exclusive contract with big names when AT&T took over, and it's like he's the first one on the chopping block. Yeah. So it's like his DC stuff didn't sell. Like,
I agree.
So are you really interested in what he's going to be doing after?
Well, yeah, only because I feel like Bendis not having to be, like, confined necessarily by any kind of corporate, like any big two kind of leash on him might make something interesting. Maybe. I don't know that for fact, but I'm interested to see what happens with it. You know what I mean? So, but I will say that, I think you're right. Like, I won't say he didn't deserve the contract, but based on what he was producing at the time, like, I felt like Marvel would not have given him that contract, and I think that's why he went over to DC, because Marvel's like, nah, man, I think we're good. We're good. And so they snatched him away, and I guess they thought they were doing something, but his Superman was not, by any means, like, groundbreaking. So, but no, the story I was going to bring up is Marvel letting fans choose the final member of the X-Men team. And, for me, that's exciting just because. Oh boy! Wait, why are we oh boying now? Like, what?
Oh, surprise! Like, this new story is not even that interesting. But yeah, that's
what's interesting about fans getting to vote on the last X-Men member.
Because everybody's been an X-Men at this point. Is it multiple choice, or can you pick anybody you want?
Well, I mean, if you're asking, is there like a list of candidates? Then yes, it is a list of candidates. There's 10 mutants.
Okay, so you're restricted to a choice of these 10 people.
As far as I know, yeah. Like, I haven't actually voted yet, because I was like, I was actually going to ask you all to tell me what you think about the different people and
is Jay available to be an X-Men?
Jay, Jay from Fantastic Forum?
Yeah, he's already a member of the greatest superhero team, and now he could moonlight on the X-Men.
Wait, Jay's gonna be a member of Fantastic Forum and the X-Men?
I'm sure he could do that.
Why not? Wolverine's been a member of like 10 teams at once.
Are you saying that Jay and Wolverine are the same person?
Jay may be better. I don't know. They have to go.
Hey, Jay's better than Wolverine? I agree. I didn't know you all felt that way. Jay's way better.
Well, he's Fantastic Forum. That trumps all superheroes.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. But no, the members that are the potential members that the fans get to vote on. And there is a backstory to this, mind you, because it's not like just oh, just vote. Like what happens is like in the story, like with the X-Men on Krakoa. For those that don't know, the X-Men have their own island nation now, and they're like forming their own culture. Cyclops and Jean Grey have decided to reform the X-Men for Krakoa, and they've decided that the way that X-Men team should function is Krakoa itself should vote who it is that is on the team. And so it's literally the mutants voting for who represents them for the X-Men. And so there are some like ground rules. Huh?
Sounds riveting.
It is riveting, Moses. I don't like your condescension and your friggin' lack of enthusiasm here. Because it's the mutants.
Sounds riveting.
That's what
mutant. Thank you.
That's what we need in our comics. More politics.
It's not politics, it's representation.
It's literally an election.
Yeah, but it's not like it's an election for their heroes.
Yeah, it's a popularity
That's the current story arc. That's the current story arc of the book you're reading, is a ramp up to an election.
Yeah, but it's not like it's people like campaigning to be X-Men. It's not like, oh, my party and your party. It's literally like, who do you all want to represent you? Who do you feel represents you the best? And so there's going to be X-Men represented from Krakoa, and as a part of that story, they're giving the fans the opportunity to vote on 10 mutants to be the final member.
Then that invalidates the story, because we're not mutant members of the nation of Krakoa. Why do we
Come
get
on, man? It's like, how about you go ahead and do a little suspension of disbelief?
I have a little bit of maybe a question of maybe what could come out of this. You think the next big major X-Men event will be the Stop the Steal crossover?
That's it, definitely.
So, who are the X-Men?
So they haven't said who the official you're talking about. So we don't know who the exact team members are, but the ones that we can vote on are Banshee, Polaris, Forge, Boom Boom, Tempo, Cannonball, Sunspot, Strong Guy, Armor, and for you, Jay, Marrow.
Ooh, that's rough.
Yeah,
I know. Listen,
you know what? I am riveted.
Yeah, bottom of the barrel.
wow. See, this is how we know that you don't read any X-Men comics, Oz, because all of those mutants are good mutants,
and they've been shining in the last year or so.
They're all
Polaris has been shining. So is Sunspot. But I don't know what Forge has been doing.
Forge has been one of the backbones of Krakoa, man.
Yeah,
This feels like
yeah. You know what? I will make my vote heard.
So yeah, everyone can vote that wants to. You go to marvel.com. Voting opened this morning at 9 a.m. It closes on February 2nd. I think at like 12. I think it's 12 or it might be like 11:59 East Coast time or something like that. I don't know. I don't remember.
You mean there's no link at FantasticForum.Live?
I'm sure we can get a link at FantasticForum.Live. We don't have one yet, but we can get one so that we can do that. I like it. But
go log on to whatever nonsense Lawrence was talking about. Cast your vote, even though we all know that they've already chosen a member.
I don't think we know. I don't think we know that.
I know that.
How do you know?
Because that's how big time book conglomerates are.
No,
they already have who they have.
If
they
it
already
was
have
the
start
entire
plan.
team,
They already have an artist working on the books right now.
if it was the entire team, I would agree with you. But because it's one member, I don't think they do.
If it's one member and you tell me they're gonna hold off on working on these books for this one member, and this one member is very important.
You don't have to hold off on the books for the one member. You can have the one member that the people vote on play a more general role in the comics that are, the ones that are being made right now,
Okay,
And then
so go ahead and log on and vote for the inconsequential character no one's going to care about.
no,
That's
see,
so
but that's
generic that they don't even need to include them in the book until after the vote is complete.
it's just the thing. It's like you can play the role, you can make them play a more general role initially, and then the next arc can be about them specifically. And that's all I'm saying, Oz, is like they're letting the fans have a say in the creation of the book, man.
Your
So
Mickey colored glasses are blinding you.
nah, there it is.
Look, they don't have 10 stories ready to go for one for each character. They don't. They have one, maybe they have 2 characters picked out, and that's it. It's going to be one of those 2. They're going to flip a coin. Whoever gets chosen, that's who they're going to go with. And then maybe you'll get a story from one of the other ones down the line. But it's already been decided. It's already been done. This is just a way to get clicks, get people's attention. It's a publicity stunt.
Man.
Great idea. I'm glad they're finally coming around to copying what DC did in the 80s, but I'm not that interested.
Hey, that's unsurprising.
Let's get to some
Marvel
real news.
And doesn't believe in democracy anymore.
I just want to get to some real news.
What's next, gents? What should we talk about next?
You tell us, Larry. Just shoot.
Oh, okay. Jay, put up our next story, please. All right. So, Image Comics, the Silver Coin Horror Anthology. So, this is interesting news because Image is pulling together some of their creators. Oh, well, I shouldn't say some of their creators, but some noteworthy creators, I should say, to go ahead and do this Silver Coin Anthology. I know that you all are into horror comics. I know that I personally I'll read them. It's not I guess the thing that I'm like I go out to make sure that I read, but at the same time the most enjoyment I probably have in the horror genre is probably from comics. So what do you all think of this?
All I saw was Jeff Lemire and that thumbnail that Joe posted in the preview. But first thing I saw was that art, and I was like, I'm in. Like Image horror anthology, and then when I saw Jeff Lemire, I'm like, I'm in. I don't need to read this story. Look for everybody else. I'm in. So yeah, I already give it 5 out of 5.
The art is going to be from Michael Walsh, which we
don't happen to have the art to put up, right?
You know what? Hold on, I might be able to see if I can get something real quick. Hold on.
I didn't get to do it because I wasn't even planning on using my computer today because I haven't had internet for 2 days.
What? Why not?
Because the day that it was really windy, it knocked out internet in the whole area.
Oh, dude,
it just like this morning, but I had prepared everything to be like.
So how are you going to do the show?
I was going to do it on LTE just through my phone. Damn. But my soundboard actually connects to my phone, so it like you guys wouldn't have noticed a big difference, other than maybe a better higher quality picture. But then because of the cellular service, you probably wouldn't.
I mean, yeah, maybe not. Yeah, I don't know.
I know StreamYard does a real good job of like throttling to fit each person, but
right.
If they got hit by wind too, we might not have it.
Right.
That's it.
Yeah. So it's like I said, art by Walsh, and the writers that they have attached already are Chip Zdarsky, they got Kelly Thompson, they got Ed Brisson, and they have Jeff Lemire, as you mentioned, Moses. So it's like, yeah, some pretty huge names. They all know how to write. The art is looking great.
I really like the font on the title. I really like.
Oh wait, can we go back when you get a chance, Jay? Look, shout out, look, thank you to IGN for sharing. No,
They're listening.
right, appreciate it. Oh yeah, that is nice.
It's reminiscent
we are
of
showing
like
their ads.
Yeah.
There it is. We're out here supporting Warner Brothers in DC. You're welcome.
They own IGN, right? Is that right?
I guess I don't know. It's hard to keep track of all that stuff.
I used to be good at that.
Yeah. We got anything else happening in chat, Jay, that needs mentioning, or we should go to the next door?
Let's go to the next door.
Okay, cool. So next we're going to be talking about Marjorie Finnegan. Marjorie Finnegan Temporal Criminal, which is Ennis's new independent series. And it looks really interesting. Honestly, just the idea of Garth Ennis telling like time travel stories, that by itself it intrigues me. But and then Suzuka doing the art is good stuff too. Like, I know that he did. I'm pretty sure he was the guy that came in on Why the Last Man after the original artist. What is it, Guerrera? I think it was Guerrera. But after the original Why the Last Man artist, he came in and did the art, and he also did some stuff over at Marvel. He's done stuff at Marvel and DC, but he, I'm more familiar with his Marvel work. He did some Daredevil stuff, and I think what brought me to his attention, or brought him to my attention, was he did the What If for Infinity, and good artist. Of course, Ennis is a friggin' huge writer in and of itself, and I'm interested in this. Like, I'm really looking forward to this book, and I'm going to try to make sure it stays on my radar, because I don't think it comes out till like May, I think.
Why the fuck are you talking about it now?
Because it was announced now.
Oh, okay.
Like, what? Look, you know how comics work.
I'm over here getting excited and shit.
Well, listen, man. Like, if it was coming out next week, your comic book shop probably wouldn't even have had enough orders for you to have one.
I buy digital, so I don't give a fuck.
No, okay, well, that's your problem. It's like, you got to tell people now, so if they want a physical copy.
If that's my problem, then look, that's a good problem to have. Like, you can find whatever comic you need at the touch of your fingers.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, you're right, Mo. R.I.P. comic shops.
Hey, look, Joe knows what I'm talking about.
I still buy physical comics online.
I do too.
There it is.
Hey, the thing is, like, when I can, and when I can't, digital's the way to go. Sorry, Joe, say that again.
That's one of the best things about Comixology. It's for digital, but you can also buy physical through them.
Yeah, and by the way, for good thing you bring up Comixology, because stay tuned. I got a Mo deal for you with Comixology, so don't go anywhere.
Cool. Well, look, speaking of which, I mean, I think it's that time anyway. So
we're not going to talk about Eternals.
We have a lot to get to.
Oh wait, are we? What else do y'all want to talk about?
I mean, well, you didn't even put it on the list. My news about the Eternals. They leaked the costume.
I asked y'all what you want to talk about, and nobody was like, "Oh, but we should make sure we include this."
I mean, he did include that in its own post, which implies that he thought it was important.
And I said, save it for the air.
But after that, I sent a list of like, this is what we should talk about, right?
I didn't look at that. I already knew.
Oh, okay. Well, then listen.
Look,
Who's not
I have my
production now? Then, oh,
yeah. You're doing it wrong. That's the problem.
Oh, I'm doing pre-production wrong by asking y'all your opinion. You're right.
And
I
I
should stop asking y'all
do.
your opinion.
Since we're now on the topic of Eternals, I do kind of owe you guys an apology because
many apologies.
I completely forgot about this until Mo sent that story with I guess it's a box with the art with an image of all the Eternals in their costumes, and it's for a toy or something like that. There was a post on Instagram which is now gone. I can't find it anymore. I'm pretty sure I saved it at least if I didn't send it to you guys, which is what I should have done when I saw it. That had each individual character's action figure with the box art, and it has those costumes in a better. It's a better look at those costumes than that Mo sent. And I thought I sent it to the Fantastic Forum account. I must not have, and it's gone now. So I do owe you guys an apology because that I should have thought ahead and done that.
I want to know who you sent it to. Who's like getting that Eternals pick? Like, what
he's doing another show.
Like you guys probably got my dick pics if you didn't get that post.
It says file too small. That's why it said that. Okay, that makes sense now.
Oh man! So, what do y'all think about this Eternals stuff? We did see the pictures.
I don't want to
talk about the costume.
Although
Rose, you son of a bitch! What are you? What does Spooch just say?
Although now that I have issued my apology, I also now remember that Lawrence wouldn't have seen them anyway because we're blocked on all his accounts.
You know
that, okay. And well, here's the thing: it looks terrible because it's just promo art. It's not even like how it looks. Like to me, like I like how Icarus looks, but for all like really that could just be like young Thanos, like MCU young Thanos, and it looks like Icarus because everybody doesn't look like what they're supposed to look like, or they're a different gender. So I don't know what the fuck I'm looking at. I know the costume kind of match what I'm expecting, but I don't know until I watch it in motion. And when I thought about that, I'm like, well, you know what? This reminds me of Zack Snyder shit. It looks good on picture, even if it does look okay here. It looks okay. It's gonna be better in the poster than it's gonna be in motion. You know, like that. It made me think of Zack Snyder. So I don't know.
Mo's right. That's why he does slow motion so much because the closer he can get it to not moving, the better it looks.
It's almost like he was influenced by McFarlane, but McFarlane stuff like fits what he does, toys and mini statues, affordable statues. Whereas comic panels, but in a movie, it's like he's got to look good in motion. You know, we all have this thing, especially with MCU stuff, because MCU actually took that extra step to make things kind of look cool, even if it was a change. Especially early on when you have your Captain America, Vision, where it's we see the stills and it's like maybe that looks a little odd, and in motion it just looks good. Where here it looks okay in this promo art. I don't know what the fuck is gonna look like in the movie, because the movie, I know from that picture, I'm sorry I didn't put it up. I told you I had internet issues all weekend. I'm not like, I don't think that's what it's gonna look like
you don't think
in the movie. No, that's like promo art. Like they photoshopped it all together, along with the Photoshop like Kumail Nanjiani like 8-pack. Like
he worked hard, man. He worked hard.
Yeah, whatever.
Tiger Cloud chat. He's talking about he's watching my videos. What's in Oz package, the series, and he says I suspect there will be more, as his drunk self probably ordered more statues. Interestingly enough, well, first of all, yeah. Secondly,
it's not called What's in Your Package, by the way. The show's called Oz's Package.
Yes.
Because it comes out in the morning.
Morning.
Okay. Yeah. So it's like, what's better than Oz's Package in the morning? First thing in the morning.
interestingly enough, I did get drunk this weekend, and as I'm going through the credit card bill, I purchased in one shot somewhere between 20 and 30 art pieces.
What?
So, some of which I don't understand why the hell. Why do I have a Cyclops piece? But I have one now.
Oh, hey, there it is. But for my birthday, thanks, Oz. I
Look,
appreciate it.
That's where I'm getting at. It's from all the artists are in Brazil. Look, don't ask me how I got to Brazilian artists. Like the internet and alcohol are a strange mystery.
Hey, Brazilian artists are amazing.
Yeah, especially what's his name? The dude that did Darth Vader.
So it's probably gonna take a couple months to get here, but when it does, then you guys are getting some presents because there's a lot of images there that it's like, what the hell? Why?
Are you sure they're artists Brazilians that you didn't just get scammed?
We'll find out. So I don't know. I don't even remember that night. I just like, what the hell is this charge? And then you start going through
Hilarious.
the emails. So yeah,
He's gonna have a mail order bride show up at his door.
And because it's Brazil, she's gonna be 11.
Oh no! Damn. You have a kid now, Oz. you have a.
I know that's what he meant, but like for a split second,
That's not what I meant.
Powers?
That's not what I meant. Like, look, you need to be on top of your. You need to be on top of your geopolitical issues, man. Like Brazil has the highest rate of child prostitute.
I told you I didn't watch Immortal Warrior.
I didn't either. This has been happening since 2010.
Okay, so any more news stories you got to get to before we go ahead and start doing some comic book reviews?
Well, we got the Mo Deal next, but
I
think I'm done with news stories. If you guys,
like, let's do our Mo Deal.
Here comes the money.
Here we go.
More money, more money, more money, more money.
Hey, you heard that music. You know what time it is. It's time to save some money. And I got this special Mo deal for you this week. We got Comixology's Deluxe DC ebook sale. And you're going to get 86% off on most DC Deluxe ebooks. That means these special editions, 15th anniversary of Hush, Wonder Woman Year One, Watchmen Deluxe Edition, Swamp Thing by Scott Snyder, and many more. You're gonna get those for anywhere between $5.99 and $7.99. Can't beat that deal, and it's digital. You carry it with you wherever. You just log in to Comixology with your Amazon account, and your payment information is there. Moses Magnum, this has been the Mo Deal.
Good job, Mo. I love that.
thank you.
Yeah.
Took me 5 hours.
Hey, but
No, I didn't.
I was gonna say, but you got an amazing like friggin' 2 minutes out of it though. You know what I'm saying? It was worth it. It's worth it.
I just like the intro. Like,
Dude, the intro is so good. I don't know where you got all that money from.
well, barbershop opened up again.
There, right, exactly. I'm like, man, Mo's out here doing it.
It's all the money I saved on Comixology's DC sale.
That makes sense. That's what it
And
was.
I forgot to mention in the video that you can get the deal. You just go to FantasticForum.Live. There's a link right there to that actual deal, because if you actually search it on the app, this is something I'm going to let them know. You can't find it. Like, it's not in the featured. It's not, it in iOS devices, it comes up sporadically. I don't know what sporadically means, but it comes up like that. And but on iOS devices, you can't buy in-app. So you have to, I have a Kindle, so I buy it there, but on the Kindle, it wouldn't pop up at all. So I had to actually Google it, and yeah, I had to open the link in my email, and then it opened up. So you don't have to do that, because you just go to FantasticForum.Live, hit the button that says Mo Deal, it'll take you right to that sale.
There you go. All right, let's get into some review music.
Oh, that's me, huh?
Yeah, comic reviews.
We're doing TV reviews or movie reviews?
No, we're doing comic first, right?
Sorry, I'm still tired of that because of that video.
I mean, I thought you said we're doing the comic last.
Woo! Comic book.
Review.
Comic book.
Like review.
Well, not like that, but like
Culture. All right. Oz, why don't you take us through Future State Nightwing? What's it about?
Future State Nightwing is a number one for Nightwing of the future. They don't tell us how far in the future, and my problem with all these Future State books is they feel like they're Elseworld stories, like an alternate timeline, alternate dimension, alternate universe, whatever you want to call it. But it's kind of like they're treating it like it's the actual future of the current universe, and that bugs me. So in the as far as somebody who reads main continuity books, it bugs me that I don't know this is main continuity, because they treat them like they are, but they imply that they're not, and it's screwing with my head completely. And I'm the guy that likes Elseworlds tale. Like if you told me up front all these stories are Elseworlds, I'm in. Let's go. Because as the book on its own is good. The art is good. I like the story of future Gotham where the Batman has been killed, and the anybody wearing a mask is a criminal. We saw some of this with the next Batman, and this looks like it takes place alongside that book, mostly because that Batman shows up. And I just don't know what's going on. I want to know how things got to this point. And I'm assuming that we're going to get there, because all these number ones are kind of introducing you to this world. And I really wish that something told me how far in the future it is, because I know that there's other books that take place further down the line in the future. And I need to know what the timeline is. Like, I need some sort of, like bar, and it says Nightwing here, this here. And not a lot of people might have read all of Dark Knight's Death Metal, but towards the end of that, they talk about all their timelines, and some of the images. I don't think the Nightwing one specifically, but like the Wonder Woman stuff. Like there's images that they see of these alternate timelines, and that's just adding further confusion to me. And really, at this point, I think I've read too much, and I need to take a nap. I'm old for this. Maybe I'll start reading Marvel so I can get some sleep.
Wow. Jay, what'd you think of Future State Nightwing?
Oh, I loved it. It was awesome. It was Nightwing being Nightwing. Like, it felt really good. And yeah, it was just a really fun story. And honestly, I do like this Gotham. Like, I love this Gotham. So,
what is it that you like about it?
It's just interesting. It's like the paramilitary state, the anti-mask thing, and the heroes are still trying to do their job, but even more than before, where they were just, vigilantes who would sometimes clash with police. Like, this organization, I forget what they're called, like, it's their mission. Their entire mission is just to get anybody wearing a mask. I like it. It's interesting to me.
Yeah. Okay. Moses, what'd you think? Oh, wait, what were you gonna say, Oz?
I forgot to mention, like, I do like the book, the story, and the art. My real only criticism is kind of stupid. For some reason, Nightwing and they showed Batgirl too have like this weird chin strap that just bugged me every time I saw it. Other than that, like the costume was on point. I liked it. It looked more armored because
I was going to ask you about that costume too. That tactical kind of let's raid the capital type.
All right, well, yeah, let's hear it, Mo.
No, I really like that costume. The chin strap, I felt a little weird about, but it looks cool. So, that's like a rule in comics. Like, if it's gonna look cool, put it. Like, Superman don't need a yellow belt over his underwear. Yeah, but it's there because it looks cool. Yeah. So I did like that tactical outfit. I wish I could have seen more Batgirl, like, because I want to see the full costume. Because she wasn't unrecognizable, but she did look different. And especially after reading like Heroes in Crisis, where that costume looked really good, and then the Babs Tar art, like that looked really good. So this one, like, it didn't click to me that it was Barbara until later in the page. Not too later, but. I'm like, oh, okay. There's something wrong with that. I got to see the full design. But as to echo Joe's comment about this Gotham being interesting, the paramilitary thing, the hunting down the masks, and even how it played out. I don't know how interesting it would come off in other Gotham books, but how it played out here, where they were using decoys to lure Dick out. And it's like even the plan that they actually went through to do it, I really enjoyed. Like, it takes, like, that's writing, letting you know what the city is like without showing you a lot about what the city is like. And I almost you kind of get a sense of that in the new Batman, but I think this one really did it just a smidge better.
Yeah. I will say that, one thing that, I haven't gotten the opportunity to read a whole bunch of Future State books. I'm still like, I have them, but I'm getting through them.
Well, if you do want to take a nap, you can read the Swamp Thing one.
Did you read it?
I read it today, but I did take a nap, but not because it's not a quality of the book. It's because that's the time of day I take my nap on Wednesdays before the show.
Got it.
Take a quick 20 minutes and
got it.
I just put something down, like, nope, it's time for my nap. I gotta go.
But the thing that immediately stood out here was just the fact that, all the other Future State books I read, it's somebody else in the role of the character that, the book is about. New Superman, new Batman, new Wonder Woman, things like that. In this book, it was actually Dick Grayson, who is Nightwing. It was just him in a future kind of timeline. And it was interesting to get like the character, but just in a different circumstance. It felt very much like Dick Grayson and how he would act in that future. And so that was cool. The story I enjoyed thoroughly. I do agree with you where I'm like, yeah, I do want to see the rest of that Batgirl costume. Especially considering, like, it's one of those, like, her mask, which is all you pretty much see, is like, at a certain point, it almost doesn't make sense to wear a mask. That
was my Heroes in Crisis, the Sean Murphy costume. That was my criticism. Is like it's a little tiny thing with a couple little antenna.
But at least those stuck out.
And
these
also
didn't stick out that much here in Future State.
But here's the thing, like, I feel like a domino mask is like, okay, I can see a domino mask potentially, not all the way, but potentially being enough to fool somebody, in the sense that, like, in the same way how celebrities wear sunglasses and sometimes people don't recognize them because they're wearing sunglasses, right? It's like you've seen that face a million times, but because it has shades on it, it doesn't quite look like what you're used to seeing. So I can see, like, I can at least, like, entertain the possibility a domino mask might make it so you couldn't tell that is, Robin, that guy. Like if you knew him, you might not. Like I feel like it's like if you know the person, like if you actually know them, the down mask doesn't help. But the issue with this mask in Future State for Batgirl is that like it's like literally like it's almost like the equivalent of like a string bikini but for mask. It's like like the eye holes are giant, right? So I can see like all her face, and then it's a cowl still, right? So if it's a cowl but with giant eye holes, all we're doing is like you're not covering up any part of your face other than like your eyebrows. Like I'm just like I don't know. Like it's really weird. Like I wish I had a picture because I didn't know this was gonna be that kind of topic, but it was one of those things where it did kind of pull me out the comic a little bit because I'm like, that's barely a mask. Like it's not even like she has her hair covered, her hair's out.
And the thing is, it wasn't even like bad, but it's kind of like itchy to us, to us here in particular. So
it's not that the design is terrible. It's that it doesn't conceal your identity. And if that's not like if that's what she's trying to do, it's ridiculous. Because it's like I don't even think you need to like you don't have to know Barbara Gordon personally to be like, I think that's Barbara Gordon. Like if you met Barbara Gordon, you'd be like, I'm pretty sure Batgirl is Barbara Gordon because look, her hair's out and I'm like, have you seen Barbara? Because she looks just like that, except that there's a little bit of fabric right here. And that's it. Like that's
like a headband.
It's like like I'll pull it up. I'll pull it up and what do any of you have anything else you want to say about?
I do want to talk about the art a little bit, and I want to see you guys' take on it because so far with everything I've read in Future State, the art's been pretty good. Like I know there's certain panels here and there, but for the most part, I've been blown away. Like the Wonder Woman, like that's my biggest thing is been great, and this one was the one where it wasn't like just mind blowing until I realized that it's like the same guy drawing it all. And it's like, okay, so he
drew all of the Future State stuff that we've read?
No. All this issue. Because there was a spot where it looked like different art. Like it looked more like 70s Batman art, like almost like Neil Adams type. But it was when Dick wasn't wearing clothes. Like he wasn't in costume. So that's like, okay, I can see why you kind of switch it a little. You get the musculature and all that, and it's once that Batman came in, I was like, man, this is good, Mm-hmm. But I did have a little bit like a stumble, like, oh, where that thought of like this art wasn't good. But how'd you guys like this art?
I like it.
Yeah, I thought it was good.
Yeah, there it is. I still like it though. I'm not like as critical as you, Larry. I like just that whole. Yeah, I do like it.
I don't know. It just feels like it's too much of her face being shown to try to conceal her identity. Because
I see it, but I see what you mean. But from a design perspective, like it literally looks like she just put a 6-pack plastic thing so that the turtles don't need it. She put it over her eyes. Like I get it, but it still looks cool. Like if that wasn't Batgirl, and that's the thing. Like if that's somebody else but Batgirl, like a new character, I'm good with it. Yeah.
Again, the chin strap bugs me.
Does it really that much, huh?
Yeah, I don't know why. It just on her and the Nightwing. And I'm looking at it now and I'm noticing that Huntress has it too.
Yeah.
It's I guess chin strap does feel less necessary. Like you would think, like if you were gonna like fortify some part of your face.
But DC does this every time they reboot the universe. Because remember, like New 52 had like Superman had armor plating.
Yeah, and also too, like like the high collars, right? Like the chin strap is the high collars of Future State.
Yeah. So it's just you know, it would make sense if it was like, oh, it's because of our action figure line, or you know, but it is the differentiation. I don't know if they're going to bring everybody together, converge, but you know, they might they do need to differentiate, and at this point, like every probable design has probably been done. You know,
It's kind of weird because when the Flash TV show came out, the chin strap bugged me too, and I guess I got used to it because then there's one season where they get rid of the chin strap, and I'm like,
Joe, what were you saying?
I was saying that's not what you did there.
Oh, the converge thing.
Yeah.
I saw it too. I just chose to ignore it.
I thought Oz was going to remind me in some future state.
So all in all, oh, go ahead, Jay. I mean, go ahead, Oz. What are you gonna say?
But I thought we were going to get to the rating.
That's what I was about to do. Absolutely.
Okay,
Jay,
yeah. So there's two different ways to take this, Dick Grayson.
Oh my God. We're never getting monetized.
And I've taken Nightwing both ways.
Oh no.
Both as somebody who likes continuity and has been reading these books for a long time, and also I try to take it from a different angle, from behind, where I look at it from the perspective of somebody who's just picking up a book, and in both cases it's good. So if you read a lot of DC Comics, it's still a great book. All my questions about continuity and where it takes place, I'm assuming at some point are going to get answered. Whether this is Elseworlds or main continuity, I'm hoping that it gets answered. So in that sense, I would give it 4. As someone like, let's say, coming in and just picking up a Nightwing book for the first time, then it's more of a 4.5, even closer to 5, because it's a good story, and it also has the benefit of introducing the next Batman in a way that would make me want to see, hey, what's up with this guy, and pick up that book, because they point out that he's not Bruce Wayne. Bruce Wayne is dead at this point, and this is the new guy. And then if I'm walking through a comic book shop, if assuming they exist, and I see that they're the next Batman, and I see the same Batman in this book, I saw him on a cover of another book. Well, I'm going to go back and pick up that book if I didn't already. So in that aspect, 4.5 if you're new to the comic books. 4 if you've been reading comic books for years and care about continuity.
Jay, what would you give it?
I would give it a 4.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I really liked it. Near perfect. The fight scene with the towel was a little weird, but yeah, other than that, like, amazing book.
Fair. Moses Magnum, what would you give it?
I would do 3.5. I like everything about it, but it just, I'm okay with not reading the next one.
Mm.
You know, it didn't, like, I care about what's going on with, you know, with Dick Grayson, but, you know, as far as like Nightwing stories go, it's still, everything is set up. And look, I want to see a Birds of Prey book in this Gotham. You know, I want to see, you know, a Robin book in this Gotham. Like, I want to see everything about this Gotham except for what happens with Nightwing. so it's not that I'm against it. It's just, if I'm buying books, it's like, okay, I would buy it if I'm like in this Gotham, but not because of itself. I think it did a good job telling me more about what's going on here than what's going on
world building.
Yeah, than what's going on with Dick. And ultimately, it you know, it could get better. Like, you know, this is a number 1. Like, if I go back and read, you know, what is it, Robin Eternal, and it like ties into this, like how Oz said about the other Batman, like, look, I might have to go across the board, like, you know, like when Chuck Dixon was writing things, like, just buy everything under that banner, you know.
Okay, so Mo doesn't enjoy Dick Grayson as much as
I've never been a fan of Dick
Grayson.
I personally really enjoyed Future State Nightwing. No, I'm not gonna say Dick.
Grayson.
I'm gonna say Future State Nightwing. I would give it a 4 as well. I thought it was a good book. I actually am interested to see what happens next. I thought the story was told really well. It did do a lot of world building for Gotham, and I like, yeah, generally, like, it's honestly, at the end of the day, it's just a good Nightwing book. Like as far as like classic sense of what you expect from Nightwing, if that's what you're looking for, you're gonna find that in this book. It'll be a different flavor, and I think that's what kind of elevated it to me too. So it's like, yeah, it's classic Nightwing, but it's still told in a slightly different way, and a way that kind of gives it a slightly different angle, especially considering that, you know, there's a new Batman and all this other kind of stuff too. It's like, it's cool. I like it. I want to see issue 2. So good stuff.
So if you want to enjoy a slightly different flavor of Dick Grayson, then pick up this book. Get it all up on you.
I can't disagree with any of that.
You just gotta sit back and take it all in.
Yes. All right.
What I should have said is this Future State Dick kind of left a bad taste in my mouth. But, you know, I wasn't negatively reviewing it.
But you enjoyed it. You enjoyed this Dick.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
that you would.
If it was a negative review, then it'd be different. That's what I would have said.
Okay.
And with that said, we should go ahead and move on to our TV and our review of Batwoman TV show.
Should we play the theatrical?
Yes, please. Because we're cultured.
Comic book theater. Comic book theater.
Theater. I love it. Thank you, Tiger Claw, for doing that. And other things, Tiger Claw, but thank you for that specifically. Let's talk about Batwoman TV show.
I've been waiting for this.
Yeah, I believe it.
I know you guys have been avoiding this like the plague, and I found the perfect reason to force you guys to watch it, and now I can't wait to hear what you guys have to go through, because I've been living through this. I've been living in this nightmare for a year now.
Nightmare.
And now it's a weight off my shoulders that I've been able to share with the rest of you, and now I get to sit back and hear the tales of your torture and enjoy a beer. So please bring it on. Let's go.
Yeah, Moses, why don't you regale us with the tales of Batwoman season 2? What? Oh, he had to take a big swig first.
Yeah, I don't know what regale means, but I can tell you about it.
Yeah, do that.
So this is season 2 of Batwoman. This is where, if you follow the drama news, the gossip columns, or as we like to say in the industry, gossip columns, we know Ruby Rose left after the first season. We knew the show wasn't doing that well, and it wasn't even a high quality show. And she left because some injuries, and to me, it just seems like she's not getting paid enough. So they got Javicia Leslie to take over, and that was the big thing. Like, how are they going to pull this off? You know, like, and that was, look, this is the best thing that could have happened for this show, because all of a sudden I was interested for the whole off season. And Oz will tell you himself, like, he's like, if they can't fix the writing, they're not going to fix it no matter who they get.
Mm-hmm.
And the first episode was hard to watch. I'm assuming we're reviewing the first 2 episodes, right? Because we already watched 2 episodes.
Sure, go for it.
Okay, so the first one's hard to watch. The second one is a little harder to watch because You would think once you get over that hump of the first one, the other one's no breeze, but it's not like it's getting better. But it is interesting. Like when Joe brought up the future state Gotham and how that whole is interesting with that the mechanized military contractor police force, and this is kind of what you're getting here too.
Yeah.
It's just it's a glaring example. I don't know what glaring means, but it's a glaring example of what like TV shows would kind of have a right kind of path of what comics would do, but the execution in comics is just better. And it's always depending on who's writing what, but there's a little bit of a parallel with this Batwoman and what we've been doing with Future State here. So I actually didn't mind watching it for as bad as it was. It was enjoyable because of how we're dealing with Future State stuff. So it's a good, like, if I am going to be your comic book commentator, I need to know these things to use a reference to show you how it could be done or what could be done. So odds forced me to do some extracurricular production just for context, because we could have never gotten to this and I could have still, like, it changes how I would rate Future State books moving forward. Yeah
I agree with you though. You're right. It's like almost like a J anti-pairing.
Yeah,
it's like if you like Nightwing, Future State Nightwing, you should really stay away from Batwoman.
And they try to do things, and it's just that sometimes the writing isn't there or the performance isn't there. The casting of Javicia Leslie, I mean, it's fine. In fact,
how you say her name?
That's how I say it.
That's fair. I don't know. Like, I really don't know. I was like, if I was a better producer, I would have looked it up beforehand. I apologize.
I'm Hispanic. We do everything phonetically.
If that's the case, Javicia Leslie.
Javicia.
But
your Latin roots.
But that story of that Batwoman could have been interesting, could have been well done if they would have gone all in on it. Because they're still holding on, as you can tell from the story you're watching, they're still holding on to the real Batwoman, and they keep reminding her she's not Batwoman, and she's kind of like earning it. But realistically, like, I could say it's a racial shit, because if any white person would have just grabbed it, it's like nobody. I didn't watch the first season, but did they tell Ruby Rose, like, you're not Batman?
No.
Yeah, like here they keep reminding her she's not Batman after she's shown from the first episode, like, I'm in it, like, I can do this,
Right.
and she's got the upbringing that's required for a Batman and a Batwoman, and she's done it already on the second episode. And then at the end of the second episode, they're still like, I don't know, like we still having hope that she's alive.
Right.
Really, like, you don't need to be doing that. Like, especially if the chick left because you don't want to pay her enough and she got injured. Like, the real chick, like, why are you gonna leave the hope that she's alive? I know you kind of have to for story perspective, but she's not coming back.
No,
Like,
I
just
go
go all in Javicia. Go all in. Like, get Nightwing in it too to, like, help her out, so Dick could go all in Javicia.
They're actually there is a reason, and I think it's stupid.
There's a reason what?
Why they don't want to say Kate Kane is dead, and it's not that they think Ruby Rose might come back. Look, she couldn't even be bothered to do voiceover. For these first episodes. But the director, writer actually talked about this subject, because once Ruby Rose left, they knew that they would have to replace her, but they didn't want to exactly actually kill her, because the writer said that, one of the Carolyn Drives, who I think she's like the main writer, she might direct some of the episodes, specifically said that she didn't want to fall into that trope of burying your gaze, kind of like how in horror movies the black guy's the first one to go. in TV shows, the gay character tends to be the one that gets killed.
Look, there's like 15 gay characters in here.
I'm like, which TV show is that a trope in?
I don't know, but she said it like it was a thing, so I'm assuming it's a thing. I mean, look, I'm not in that community enough to like. If you're in that community, put a comment. Give us a list of some shows or movies where this happens. Because
you do love Richard Grayson, so you should be able to answer that, right?
That's just because I love Dick. But this, look, I told you guys that Ruby Rose is not a good actress. I had hope for Javicia Leslie, and okay, I'll stop saying that. And you know what? She is a better actress. She has more skill, and she's more enjoyable to watch. But in the first 10 seconds of episode 1, the writers let you know that they still have no idea what the hell they're doing.
Yeah.
Because the show opens with her sleeping in her van with a fucking lamp on. Like these people have never had to sleep in a car. We've slept in a car. We know that you do not leave a lamp on while you're asleep, because that car is not gonna it's not gonna come on the next day.
Joe, sorry, I didn't want to cut you off. I heard Joe trying to say something, so
no, go ahead, Joe. If you got something to say, let's go.
Voltron Legendary Defender.
That happens when the gay guy dies?
Yeah.
Okay.
Who?
Shiro's boyfriend. The first one.
If he's Shiro's
boyfriend. Oh, Shiro.
Yeah.
Oh, Shiro's boyfriend. Okay. Yeah, I think it's Shira too. I was like,
no,
Shiro? Yeah, Shiro's boyfriend. Okay. And I'll give you that. You're right. Like, that was a convenient way for them not to have to deal with that too much in the show.
Right. That was just I know it happens like all the time, but
oh, okay. I didn't know that. I didn't realize that was a thing, but I do remember it's because I watched Voltron, obviously, that people specifically feeling like, oh, that's a messed up thing.
I know, like, we kind of fell into that trope too early on when Oz left for a little bit. But we held hope and he came back.
He came back. Oz didn't die. He only died a little bit.
So I want to say, I guess my opinion is going to be like super unpopular or whatever, but
you love it.
I love the show.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
I'm not even mad at it because it's still, even with Ruby Rose, I can still kind of enjoy it. Yeah. It's just not good, but it's enjoyable to a certain degree. Not entirely enjoyable, but
let him speak on it. What do you like about it, Jay?
Like the best thing I could compare it to is like Birds of Prey,
where
that was just completely awful. Like it was just completely awful. I kind of liked it, but it was like annoying. But in this show, like, there's only one annoying thing.
What's that?
The kryptonite being the only thing hard enough to puncture the bat suit.
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand.
I know. I hear that.
I know. I have an explanation for that.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I do.
You think you do, but you really don't.
No, I do. It might not be what the writers intended, but I think that solved the riddle.
Okay, go for it.
I think that the bat suit, and the reason why it's one of a kind, apparently, there's only the one.
It's Kryptonian cotton.
Not cotton, Kryptonian skin.
Oh, what? What?
That's why it's bulletproof.
It's so dark. It's so dark.
That's why you need kryptonite to pierce it, because it's made.
Now, if that comes out to be true, then that will be like, that would be kind of awesome.
Would it?
Yeah.
I mean, the original Batman made a suit out of he skinned a Kryptonian to make a suit.
Well,
and then they figured out a way to somehow retailor it for a woman.
Oh, kryptonite needles.
I mean, it was probably Doomsday.
Well, but the thing is, they don't explain that it's irradiated by kryptonite. That's why it's vulnerable to kryptonite. They say it's just kryptonite's just that hard.
No, yeah, apparently they because they don't know that kryptonite is actually technically just a rock from Krypton that puts out a radiation that hurts Superman.
I just hate that this fool just mentioned Doomsday, and it's like that's just like that's supposed to be okay. Like all that's
it's not.
You skin Doomsday and then make his skin into a suit.
Doomsday is not Kryptonian.
It's actually darker than that, because after Final Crisis, after Final
Kryptonian,
Doomsday is Kryptonian, Lawrence.
What?
It is ancient Kryptonian.
That's the whole reason why he hated Superman, was because he was from Krypton. And he was experimented on by the Kryptonian scientists. They experimented on him until he died. And when he came back, they brought him back. And they kept doing that over and over. And that's what gives him the thing where he regenerates. And that's what made him hate Kryptonians.
Okay.
All right. He wants to kill Superman.
I will take the L on that one. I was wrong. All right. What were you saying, Alex?
I have a darker theory for where the Kryptonian skin came from, because after Final Crisis, all the universes were merged. All the CW verses were merged, where Supergirl's universe is now in the same universe as all the rest. Batwoman, Green Arrow, Flash, all that. Season 1 of Supergirl, she's dealing with rogue Kryptonians, and she defeats them. And I think Bruce Wayne got a hold of some of their bodies and kind of snips it and made a suit.
Batfleck would do that.
Well, it's not Batfleck because they show us what Bruce Wayne looks like in this show.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Which makes Luke Fox just like a complete idiot, because the whole thing with season 1 is there's a guy that puts on masks and can mimic other people, and yet Bruce Wayne shows up out of nowhere, and Luke Fox doesn't bother to kind of figure out, is it really Bruce Wayne or is it this dude that can do this? Now we know he's dead.
Like, he was going through a pretty stressful time. I think I can forgive that. Like, he's all stressed out thinking about Kate being dead. So it felt dumb that he made the mistake, but I can understand being so worried about your dead friend that you accidentally let a supervillain into the Batcave.
I want to hear Joe forgive how this guy gets into the Batcave, randomly shoots explosives in the Batcave, and discovers a hidden cave in the Batcave where the Batmobile is located, which Luke Fox had no idea was in there. And this is the only Batcave. There's no Batcave under Wayne Manor in this show. Luke Fox, Batman's #1 guy, did not know that the Batmobile was in a cave within a cave.
Now,
I will say, the show isn't perfect. It does have some issues, aside from the kryptonite, the costume thing. And yes, that is one of the things that was odd, that the Batmobile would be behind the wall.
By the way, a Batmobile that gets outrun by like a 60s van. Like she literally outruns it for a while.
Right. But yeah, like there are, it does have some issues, but I think overall they do a good job of making like an interesting characters and story. Like I found myself interested. Like I wasn't planning on watching episode 2. Like I was gonna watch episode 1 and be done with it, and like a minute or so after I was done watching it, I'm like, damn it, I need to know what happens next.
Well, there you go.
I mean, the first episode is weird because they make this chick, I don't know what her name is in the show, Batgirl, like they make her seem like a complete piece of shit. And it's weird that you would do that to your character. Like the way she gets the suit and the way she like steals it from Fox and the other girl was like,
I mean,
she seemed like a really terrible person.
but she didn't steal it from them. She found it, right?
Yeah, she found it in a plane wreckage.
Right.
Like, it was a car crash, and you go and you find the guy's wallet before the police get there.
Right, but then once the owners show up and you're rattling off stats onto as to why you deserve this stolen suit, you know, at that point it's theft because the owners came back for it and then they say, "Oh, just keep it."
That's the thing. Like,
by the way,
it reminds me of a vigilante. It's like the second vigilante found the suit in the trash. Like, that's obvious. That's free for the taking. She found it in a wreck. Like, and
Free for
then
the taking. That chick's dead.
And when they find it, she's like, "Hey, that's our suit." And she's like, "No, my life sucks, so it's okay if I steal this from you." It's like, it was a good move. But then they did
I gotta point out that. Go ahead, Joe.
Yeah, point out that what?
I was saying, eventually, yes, she does kind of like redeem herself. They didn't do it in the best way, but she does give the suit back.
Right.
And, you know, that did make me feel a little better about her. And I feel like how they get her back in the suit, like, it's kind of okay the way they do it. And I'm fine with Luke Fox being, like, unsure because, yeah, I don't blame him. But I like that it doesn't take too long for him to come around. At the very least, like, he is helpful. And then he comes around once she, like, says she'll be on board with, like, being Batwoman and, like, not murdering people. And so, yeah, like, I thought that was good.
Okay.
I'm glad that Joe mentioned.
Oh, you cut out. I mean,
watch season 1.
Wait, you said.
I'm glad Joe mentioned.
Go ahead, Oz. I'm sorry.
I'm glad Joe mentioned that because I watched season 1, and Joe, as much as they made Ryan Wilder is the character's name, as much as they made her seem like kind of not a good person, Kate Kane was just the biggest piece of crap. It's weird to see Luke Fox. Kate Kane was a piece of crap. It's weird to see Luke Fox preaching to Ryan Wilder about the virtues and the code of Batwoman when Kate Kane straight up slit a dude's throat and just watch him die in an episode, and justified it by pointing out that in this universe, Bruce Wayne also killed the Joker. So the whole don't kill people, like it's way like that's and you see how much of a piece of crap. No. Kate Kane is
no, but that's what I'm saying. Like that they don't let her do these things because she's black. Yeah. That's what it sounds like to me.
I mean, she totally gets wrongfully arrested in episode 2.
Look, that bugged me too because
I like that scene. I thought that was actually pretty good. Like, it feels pointed. Like, she is standing over a bloody dude, and then they arrest her, and then check the footage, and then let her go. Like, that was cool.
But I mean, why wouldn't they check the footage before they arrest her?
It takes time to get the footage.
Also, they're not cops. Lawrence, they're not cops.
And they have an agenda.
They're
But I guess
mercenaries. Like at some point, Gotham City funded the police and funded the mercenaries that fucking have shoot to kill orders.
like they don't even need to. They don't even need to take the footage from the convenience store.
I'm telling you how this works. You arrest the person, and then you check the footage.
Well, yeah, but I guess
Check. For one, they had a bunch of stuff they had to deal with, like the dude
Waking up
that
again.
the footage was unconscious and bleeding on the floor. So they had to take care of him. They had to get who they thought was the threat, unthreaded, and then they go and they check the footage.
Plus, nowadays the footage is on the cloud, so they need his password to get to the cloud. And she wasn't technically arrested because
no, she was definitely arrested.
no, she was detained because she didn't have legal counsel.
No, it don't matter whether you have legal counsel or not.
She's been through this enough to know that she had legal counsel. There was some things in it where the writing is kind of shoddy too, like for me, where it's like this isn't how this goes, you know. And it wasn't that. It was later on in the episode, and I can't even think of it now. But
there was,
you know, the bat thing, bat eating rats, like that was odd to me. It's not strange, but I don't think they would do that as a whole, and then having to blow up the bus, and she could have just thrown it into the sewer. I mean, I guess you want to kill the pathogen too, right?
Look, the writers don't know what they're doing. I mean, in the first episode, Ryan Waller is talking about how Kay Kane was a spoiled brat who got a powerful suit, and in episode 2, it turns out Batwoman saved her at one point, and Batwoman's her hero. So it like, how do you, if this person saved your life and you saw her as a hero, how do you not talk trash about her when you get the suit? And the writers treat the Batsuit like it's an Iron Man suit for some reason.
Yeah.
I joke about it being made of Kryptonian skin, but I think that's what they think it is. Like it bugs me that there's only one. Like every comic book we've ever read, Batman has multiple suits, unless it's like his first time out. Dude has multiple suits, and yet in this universe he's got the one, which now is been retrofitted to fit a woman. It's just this show's all over the place. I hate that I have to watch it. I'm glad that you guys have shared in my pain for once, and it's,
I mean, you don't have to watch it.
Enjoying it, like please keep putting them in our drive. Like
you could totally like stop whatever you're ready on.
CW app, like get the CW app. You can watch it there.
Yeah, I think you can watch them for free on the CW app.
Now, what I am critical about that app. Every 5 minutes, there's a commercial.
Oh, dude, it was so funny. Fuck, I don't even remember what it was, but it was basically, you know, our press copy had like commercial, like the little advertisement bars at the end of it, or underneath the action, and at one point, it was so funny because it was when Batgirl and I can't remember the lady's name. Like they start fighting, and then the thing underneath is talking about how exercise is good for you.
I'm guessing you're talking about the main villain, Alice.
Yeah, Alice, yeah.
Which has been the only bright spot. Like she's the only actress who in season 1 realized this is crap and just had fun.
Yeah,
just having a good time. And season 1 was like the bright spot of this show. Season 2, I mean, she's still good, but I'm getting a little tired of this character. I want a different villain. Like Hush was the villain of the first episode, and they should have extended that at 5 or 6 episodes. Like that could have been interesting, having a dark, the Dark Knight, or you know, the evil Bruce Wayne behind the scenes, like kind of sabotaging stuff. It would have been interesting, but they turned Hush, a great Batman villain, into basically one of Alice's henchmen.
Mm-hmm. So, all in all, what would you all rate this? Mo, let's start with you.
I'll give it a 2, man. and that's a generous too, because I do like this Javicia Leslie. Well, I forget her name in the show. The Ryan Reynolds
Wilder.
Wilder.
Well,
Van
Ryan
Wilder.
Reynolds as Van Wilder.
Yeah, Ryan Van Wilder. I like her story. I think is something that could have been done, and it should have been that from the beginning. Like, if you're just gonna do that, because especially if you're changing it, you're not following comics. Like, this is it. This is your future state Batwoman. Yeah, and I think if they would have put a little more effort to make it a good show, I could. If I'm halfway enjoying it now, it's. I can only imagine if it was actually really good.
Okay. Oz, what would you rate it?
I just realized she's Ryan Wilder and lives in Van. She is Ryan Van Wilder. Huh. This show's horrible. 2 is being generous. I watch it because I have to.
You don't have to.
I do, because they're going to cross over. And look, I do. I have to watch it. I'm glad Joe's enjoying it, actually. That was a little bit surprising, although it probably shouldn't have been.
Yeah.
I will keep putting the episodes up, so you can, if you want, enjoy them. I encourage the rest of you to watch them just to share my pain. And I am grateful that they cut the season in half this year.
So you rate it what, a 1?
1.5.
1.5. Okay. Jay, what would you rate Batwoman season 2 so
I
far?
would give it a 4.
Okay.
Like, I am just really, really enjoying it. It does have some issues. It's not perfect.
But a few things are anyway, right?
Right.
Is this what it's like when you guys ask me about movies?
Yes.
At least Joe watched it. You rate it without watching it. Sorry, Joe.
So it's like that, except I'm being genuine. So yeah, like I'm enjoying it. Like, I want to see what happens. Like, this whole plot with the Sapphire, and admittedly, I'm a tiny bit lost because I don't know who some of these people and relationships are. But it's something I should pick up.
All the women are sisters.
Hmm?
All the women are sisters. That's all you need to know.
And lesbian, apparently.
Yeah, all that.
And Alfred's daughter's in it.
Sister wives.
They don't call her niece? Oh.
Like, her character is annoying, but I don't mean like annoying. What I mean is, I think it's annoying that shows feel like they have to relate everyone. Like, when a comic book show is throwing in random references just because they think that's what the public knows and wants. It's like, just be fucking original.
Right,
But I actually do like the character, though. And I like the interaction between her and Alice. Like, that was pretty good, I thought.
I'm a little bit upset with what they did with Ryan Wilder, because we were promised that she was going to be like a former drug runner, and I was expecting to see like a redemption story, and that actually seemed kind of interesting. You know, she did things she had to do because of her circumstances, and she regrets it, and now she's trying to make up for it, and instead they just give us a perpetual victim.
Well, here's the thing. If they gave you a full-on drug runner, they have to give you the wrongfully accused one because, well, I don't want to be like that, but...
Well, that's what she is.
What?
Wrongfully accused drug runner.
Right, but they had
promised a real...
Yeah.
That
So
was
my point, I don't want to be racial about it, but white people wouldn't want a redemption story from a black character.
That's true. Maybe like she's a criminal.
Yeah.
It seemed like it would have been more interesting, but
It
at
would.
the same
In
time,
the
I
comics, it would be.
can't trust these writers to do that story any justice. So, whatever.
It's part of it. It's in comics you have your editor, you have your publisher that wants what it wants as a whole, and your editor makes that inline, and then you as a creator do it. So you got like 4 people above you kind of telling you what. But in TV, you got marketing people, you got censors, you have optics department, and certain things like that. Like I know when you see the redemption story, it's if it's a white person, going to win an Academy Award. Yeah.
Frankly, I think Caroline Dries herself is a racist.
Oh, I know she is.
All the people of color are either idiots or victims, and that's how she sees us. So,
like the Asian one's automatically a doctor, and she's sexist because her skirts are always shorter than her smock.
Wait, what?
The Asian doctor lady in the show.
Oh.
She's always wearing skirts, and like her lab coat is longer than her skirts. So when she takes it off, it's like legs up to here.
Are you talking about in Batwoman?
Yeah, talk about Batwoman.
Okay.
So what else would I be talking about?
I'm just making sure.
Did you Benadryl yourself again?
No, I'm just in here like I didn't notice that. I didn't say that you're wrong. I just was like just making sure that we're talking about the same thing. So. Because I know that, the sister, the Asian sister, which I'm like, okay, they got. Yeah. But I got you.
And she's right. The one.
All the women are either related or banging.
Yeah.
Or both.
So, yeah, I'm right. Or both. I'm gonna give it a 1. I don't like this show. And I was hoping that this iteration of it would be better, but it's just as bad. And yeah, it's just the writing. Like the act, I don't feel like any of the cast is terrible, and
some
I
of
just
them are. They have their moments where they're really terrible. Sorry, I don't know.
No, I mean I and that could be so, but based on the material what I've seen them given, I don't feel like I'm gonna put it on the writers. And
did you see any of season 1?
Yeah, I watched like the first couple, and I was like, no. I did this, which I'm probably gonna do for this. When I watch the first couple, I'm like,
How'd you like that Batmobile though, Larry? I know you love like modern looking Batmobiles.
I mean, the Batmobile was okay. It had a spoiler. It's like I just want my bat. Like I don't
there at all.
There's a spoiler. It's low. Look, I
Is
don't.
She the
I'm
one
not,
banging the black cop?
No, I'm talking about on the car. So yeah, I'm gonna give this show a 1, and who knows? Maybe I'll watch the 3rd episode just because, I don't want you to be out here on your own. Even though I know Jay will probably watch it. So, but either way, anyway,
I'm enjoying it. It's different. He's not
yeah,
sure.
yeah.
You guys got to do a 1-shot for episode 3. You and Joe
outruns it in a van. And then in episode 2, it talks about, wow, this car really goes fast. I'm not used to going fast.
She does say that. We're gonna just move on. Let's go to Batman: Soul of the Dragon. Jay, what'd you say, Oz?
Nothing. Go ahead. Start talking. There, you guys go.
Jay, why don't you tell us about Batman: Soul of the Dragon?
Okay, Batman Soul of the Dragon is an animated DC movie about basically Batman is reuniting with the people he trained with, learned martial arts with, in order to stop a demon from entering our dimension.
the end. Right. No, but you're right. That is basically what the movie's about. I would have mentioned maybe that it does take place in like the 70s because I think that's important.
It is done in a 70s style. Like it's basically written like a 70s martial arts film. Yeah, like 70s martial arts film. So you got Dick Dragon, who's kind of like a Bruce Lee-ish type. You have Shiva, Bronze Tiger, And yeah, Batman, Shiva, Bronze Tiger, Dick Dragon,
Mm-hmm.
and
There's
yeah,
two others, but they're like fodder kind of.
right, like Jade and I can't remember old boy's name,
Yeah.
but
feel
he
like
gets
Rick something.
yeah, Rick Cannon Fodder.
From the Connecticut cannon fodders.
So this movie has style. It does the style well. I think. Like it feels like, I don't know how many of you grew up watching these 70s like martial arts films, who grew up watching like exploitation films. Uh, this has that feel, but like good. Like, I don't know. There's something about exploitation films. Like, I like them, but I never really say they call them good. But this
They're always good when they make them in another time period in that style. You know, like your Black Dynamites or your what is it, like Proud Mary, Jackie Brown. You know,
Not good, but entertaining.
Well, no. Like, I think they are, like what Mo was saying is they are good, but the difference between an exploitation style film and an exploitation film is that an exploitation style film that's done after that period understands the modern day sensibilities, and they basically like are like, oh, okay, well, we can talk about, or we can do this. Like this Batman film literally has an angry black man.
Yeah.
And it's like
they erased two ethnicities in
like
one shot.
It's literally like a stereotypical angry black man, but because they understand like the sensibilities and understand like, okay, like how that plays in a modern time, they're able to play it in a way that's like, okay, yeah, he is the angry black man, but there's also this aspect to him too, you know.
I would also,
which is what the exploitation films don't do.
I would also not
except for Action Jackson.
I would also not consider this a Batman movie at all. It's a movie with Batman in it.
See, here's the thing. I was like, this is like the Justice League Dark, where they put I forget the name, because they had a comic book series where it was Richard Dragon and Bronze Tiger, and it was like Luke Cage, Iron Fist type comic of that time, and this is what that comic was. Is that, and they threw Batman in it because I'm like, this is the only way they're gonna get to make it good, like kind of like that Justice League Dark where Batman's in it, you know, and that's how I went into it. But honestly, Batman was in it like Oz says, but it wasn't like they put these people, like everybody plays their part, even Batman.
It's an ensemble film,
and it's actually done well. Like I was really skeptical about that, and it's just done well. Like Joe said, with the style, like because of the style and the fact that I don't know, you know, we always complain that these animated things aren't really feature length, and this one was like pretty much feature length, especially for that type of film.
Not really though. Like a movie's at least an hour and a half, right?
No, that's not true.
I think that's true.
No.
90 minutes.
I think 82 minutes. 82 minutes is like a good exploitation film.
80, like it's 82-minute runtime with the credits.
Whatever. You over here with your WandaVision at like 10-minute credits, and it's like it's a half-hour show. Yeah.
First of all, I didn't say anything about WandaVision credits, or
I know, but you were thinking it.
I'm just saying. Listen, I'm just saying. We know how long credits are. Credits are at least 5 minutes. This joint's longer than that, but it's not. You got to be at least 90 minutes to be a movie.
Well, it's not. What is it? 65 minutes, like everything else.
I'm not knocking it.
Hold on, listen. Wasn't every Joe? You're the one that knows it, because every like animated DC thing was like 65 minutes.
It was 70.
70.
they started out, it was 70, but gradually they've been increasing the time that they run, the run time.
So, am I bad? Am I wrong in saying that this one feels almost featured length?
I wouldn't say you're wrong. You both have a point. Like, I feel that they gave it more time than they had to. And so, like, I'm glad for the time we do get. I could have, like, well, okay, I always say I could use more, so that doesn't mean anything coming from me.
More Dick Dragon.
But, yeah, like, it has a decent runtime for a DC animated movie.
And don't get me wrong, the time is, as far as I'm concerned, is perfect. It should not have been not a moment longer. And I'm not saying that like it should have been shorter, because I don't think it should have been a moment shorter either. I think I feel like they literally told the amount of story they had to tell, and that was enough. Like I don't want it to be 90 minutes just so we can be like, oh well, it could have been a live action movie, or it could have been like a theatrical release.
By the way, real quick, although the average feature length is 90 minutes, according to the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences, it only has to be longer than 40 minutes to be eligible for Academy Award, which would
That's not helping me. That's not helping me.
Yeah, no, because Academy Award has short films. Like,
no, but it's not. But that's not the short film
criteria for a feature length.
Yeah, this is a feature length picture.
Oh, feature length film is 40 minutes, more than 40 minutes,
more than 40 minimum of 40 minutes, and Soul of the Dragon is 70.
Listen, nobody's gonna watch a 40-minute movie and be like, "Oh, that's a feature length film."
I'm down to watch a 40-minute Hobbit.
Okay, but going back to Batman: Soul of the Dragon, it's like, okay, like Jay. Well, actually, Oz, what do you think? Because I feel like they've heard from all the rest of us, but what did you think of it?
As the movie fan, if I just enjoy it I take this Dick Dragon in two ways. As a movie fan, it's a good movie. I like it. It's a good story. It's succinct. It's well told. It's not a Batman movie. It's just a classic kung fu movie, really. As a comic book fan who knows these characters, like, it's very disrespectful. I mean, they erase two different identities.
How so?
Well, the original Richard Dragon is a redhead, and the second Richard Dragon is a Hispanic person.
Wait. So is Richard Dragon a white guy originally?
Yeah, he's like the Iron Fist of DC.
Oh, got you. I don't like. I don't.
It's know. Like his name is like Richard Javanovsky or like some Eastern European name.
It's the like Russian name for dragon.
That's hilarious.
They disrespect other great DC characters, like Cheshire is just nothing.
Yeah.
Judo Master, like, just whatever, totally different. He's in Cobra. He's hanging out with Cobra Commander in this movie for some reason.
Who's Judo Master?
Oh, see,
he's the guy with the blindfold, right?
No, he was the white guy in the team.
Oh, that's the guy the guy we didn't know who it was.
Yeah.
Wait, the dude that tried to, like, the guy, the sixth man.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, I've never heard of Judo Master. I don't know who that is.
I've heard of Judo Master, but I never give a fuck. So luckily, these people didn't give a fuck either. They actually give more of a fuck.
How is Judo Master a super? I don't even know if he's a superhero or a supervillain, but either way, like, how is that like a superhero name? Judo Master?
Because it was the
70s.
Yeah, it's the 60s and 70s. I mean,
I'm just saying, like, Power Man was in the 70s, right?
Yeah, and Power Man, how's that? Like, that's just as bad as Judo Master.
At least Judo Master tells you his skill set.
No, you crazy. Power Man sounds like a superhero, judo master is what people call regular people. Like in real life, there are judo masters. Like what are you talking about? Like that's
judo
like,
masters are title people laugh
he's
at.
a superhero. His name is Mailman. It's like
look, don't talk about the postal service, Larry.
I'm not knocking what they do. I'm saying that look, they do amazing stuff. I'm not sure I would call them superheroes.
They are superheroes.
Every hero doesn't wear a cape.
They're superheroes. They got me my allergy medicine through the pandemic, and I didn't.
Okay, well then, look. Okay,
no delay.
I can't wait to read the next DC comic with driving instructor. It's like,
well, that's going to be a Legion title. It's driving instructor lad.
Exactly. So I don't know. I've never heard of Judo Master, and so Judo Master is just really good at judo.
I mean, you're talking about the 60s and 70s where like, kung fu was a thing. Like that was literally a show about a dude that knew kung fu.
No, but kung fu is not a superhero.
He's not. Okay, I see. David Carradine is spinning.
Why are you acting like I'm just saying like martial artists superheroes existed like. Marvel has a whole bunch of them. One of them is Iron Fist. The other one's the guy Shang-Chi. It's like, dude, it's like you can be a martial arts superhero and not be named like the master whatever martial art you do. Like judo's not even that deadly a martial art. It's all throws.
People didn't know that back then.
Oh, geez.
By the way, he is throwing people.
I know. Yeah, that's what you do in judo.
Like every cover I'm looking at, he's throwing people around.
Says, all I'm hearing is Lawrence disrespecting all sorts of people.
Oh, okay. I guess I'm disrespecting judo masters. I'm not saying they're not impressive. I'm just saying they're not super people, but maybe they are.
Look, he was a member of the Justice League at one point. So
was he really?
Yeah. Well, everybody has. Hey, come on.
Or was he like international?
Technically, Judo Master was a bird of prey at one point.
Oh, of course he was.
So
him and Wildcat.
Look, and Jay was a bird of prey.
He wore blue though.
He wore blue. He's like he's saving his greed for when he gets on the Justice League.
My whole point is, while I enjoyed the movie. It's a great story. I recommend it. It's good. It's not a Batman book, and if you care about DC characters, redheaded people, or Hispanic people, then maybe it's one for you.
Like you don't care about those people.
I know. Look, I wasn't gonna say nothing, but that's 100% the truth.
That's fair enough, man. They messed up Richard Jabotinsky and Ricardo Diaz.
I was going to ask, this is an animated movie. What did you guys think of the animation?
I was pretty... go ahead, Larry. Sorry.
No, I was just... That's the beginning and end of my statement. I liked it.
I'm always critical about the animation frame rates. Like, it moves too choppy. And this one did move choppy at parts, but when it came to the fight scenes, it's like, oh, look, I'm not even going to be mad at these. Like they even felt like 70s fight scenes where like the background just moves around the person. So they put it where it belonged to. Like the car chase scene was tight, and I'm like, dude, this is a good car chase. I thought of Derek. Like, I wonder what Derek thinks about these. And the fight scenes were good, and the animation and the character designs, like they all look good. The Batman costume design, I wasn't that into, but it was okay. Yeah, but see, that's the thing. He didn't look like Neil Adams Batman. Like he looked like 30s Batman with the ears flaring like that. So that's where. But the thing is, everything worked well for what it was. So I'm not even going to be mad at that. And one thing I do got to give to this is like this is why the point that I was trying to make where this feels more like a feature film than it does just a short that DC does is the music in it.
Yeah,
they put extra care in this music, and the music like on point to like that feel, but it also works to the story. Like it's not just generic 70s / porno music. It's like it fits the tone of the movie too. Like they put a lot of work in that, and It's like even if I hated this, I think because of the music, it would have gotten a 3 as my rating. If I hated this, yeah, because I want this soundtrack.
You know what else bugged me?
Go ahead.
I just realized they disrespected a whole another character too, because the Soulbreaker sword, that's Katana's sword.
Mm-hmm.
They are just messing with all my continuity. You know, I hate this fucking movie.
But Lady Shiva had it too.
Yeah, she doesn't get it until later.
Yeah. I'm like, Katana can still technically get it later down the line.
Yeah, like that's
He doesn't
why
put up with that sword.
Also, Lady Shiva loses it. So,
dude, but I felt like Lady Shiva's characterization was awesome in this movie.
Oh, she was amazing.
Like, you know, and it's like one of those things where, like, you know, Shiva is one of those characters where, you know, at her best, they're portraying her as the best fighter. And this was one of those things where it's like it totally like exemplified that in a lot of different ways. Where it's just like, man, like where like even like the whole line with you know, where Rick Dragon is like asking Bruce Wayne about his relationship with Shiva and like how that exchange goes. I'm like, oh, that's so perfect. Where I was like, that's so cool. Where this, like, you literally have like a humble moment with Batman, which is like, how often you get to see that? You know what I mean? Like, it was very cool. It was very cool.
It was really cool to see when she gets handed the sword, and Judo Master is like, "What the hell? What about me?" And Sensei's like, "Hey, if you think you can take it, then go ahead, fight her for it." And he tells her, "Hey, by the way, just use one finger." And in the back of my head, I'm like, "Well, that's Lady Shiva. This white guy's about to get his ass kicked."
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it's an amazing fight.
Yeah,
she fingers him pretty good.
Also, too, I will also say that I would have to give props to Michael Jai White. Like, he was really good in this too. Like, which is like, and don't get me wrong. I mean, like, you know, I generally I'm a fan of his, but I felt like his performance was especially good in this.
Who did he play?
He played Bronze Tiger.
Yeah,
and
I think I think that's the testament to how well he played this character. Like, I feel like you're not the only person that's like, wait, that was Michael Jai White. Like, I think there are other people that would be like, I didn't even realize that was him. And I think it's because he like kind of showed a amount of range that he doesn't necessarily usually get to show.
Was he in the Arrowverse as Bronze Tiger too?
He was.
Yeah. So
yeah, he was better. He was better in this.
Oh yeah. Well, it's the writing too.
Yeah, and that's what it boils down to.
Yeah.
I think. Absolutely. I was just like, dude, like, I feel like this guy, I'm like, he's getting to shine.
Yeah. I like what they did because, you know, when you talk about exploitation style filmmaking, like the angry black guy trope character type, you could just throw it in. You don't have to do like you see his arc from being the angry black guy to being the not so angry black guy to being the hero. And it's something like, I mean, that's 80 minutes in this thing. I know Larry is critical about the 82 minutes, but
I'm not.
but
yeah, but you know that extra 5 minutes that Larry hates, like really put that scene with him. I was like, man, this is
yeah. No, it's real good.
You know,
real good.
So I was pleasantly surprised by this film, by this animated feature. I like it.
Yeah, absolutely. So Mo, since you're talking, give us a rating. What would you rate Batman Soul of the Dragon?
This is a 5 out of 5.
Yeah. Yeah. Oz, what would you rate it?
It's a 4. I mean, it's a good movie. I definitely recommend people watch it. Nobody cares about people of different ethnicities getting wiped out from history like I do. So just watch it and enjoy it, because apparently I'm the one that cares.
Oz is the one that's the champion of the downtrodden. Everybody knows about Oz.
It's just me, and it's not a Batman movie.
Got it. Jay, what would you rate this?
I would rate it like a 4.5.
Uh,
Like I really like it. I like the fights. I like Shiva.
mhm.
I like Batman in this.
Yeah,
Like, it's kind of weird, but they actually utilize him in some really interesting ways.
absolutely.
There's a scene where Richard Dragon is in Bruce Wayne's club and they get attacked, and Bruce like just disappears and comes back as Batman, and later he's like, Richard's like looking at him like, what's with that? Like,
Yeah, yeah, that's a
what
great
is that?
scene. It's a great scene.
And yeah, like he tries to deflect, and he's like, no, the suit. What was
Yeah, no, I agree.
And yeah, like it's just really great. And like even building off that, when he's with Shiva and he's talking with Shiva, like, oh, he has this mask he wears. It's like,
Yeah, yeah.
I enjoyed that.
I agree. Yeah, I gotta give this a 5 out of 5 only because when I first heard of the premise and first like saw some of like the even the trailer, I was like skeptical because I was like, okay, I see what they're trying to do, but it very much felt like it was like one of those things where it's like, okay, I'm not sure that they have any more good ideas, and this is like the best they could come up with. And I had to eat crow 100% because the execution on this joint is damn near perfect. You know, it's like I can't call it like perfect, but because nothing is. But I'm gonna give it a 5 because this is as close to perfect as you're gonna get in real life. Because I was just like, yeah, like I think that all of you had super valid points, and I don't think any of you are wrong except for maybe Oz a little bit with not a Batman movie, because I do feel like it is a Batman movie, but it's not in the conventional sense. I'll give you that in the sense that
it's more Batman than Justice League Dark was.
I mean, okay,
I mean,
yeah,
it's not Justice League Dark. No,
Yeah, but Batman's not even in that team. Like he's teamed up with Richard Dragon in the past, like in the Richard Dragon book.
yeah, and I think that's the thing where it's like it's an ensemble book, and they tie it to Batman's origin enough that it makes sense for everything that's happening to happen. And I think that, you know, like it walks a fine line between making Batman look amazing at what Batman does and at the same time allowing everybody else to shine in their own way and making you be able to see like, okay, these people are better than Batman in different ways, but he's still Batman. And that's a hard line to walk. And even in the ending, I'm just like, oh, dude, like,
Oh, that was amazing.
yeah, right. Like the ending of this joint, I'm just like, wow, like, what a way to end a movie. And I'm just like I can't. There's only so many DC animated joints, as good as they are, where at the end of it, I'm clamoring for more. Like I'm like, dude,
you think
I wish you were 90 minutes long.
You think we're going to get a resolution to that? Because it does.
No, absolutely not. It's giving you that ending for that reason, and it's just like, you know,
one way.
Exploitation, man.
That's
how they end. Like
Yeah.
you might not get another one. Like you might die the next week.
Right. No, absolutely. It's like it's totally like it's so perfect, and it's like that's the thing. Like all the different things that it's combining together as far as like style and characters, and like it's just like it's a really good mix. And for anybody that's out here listening, and you're like, man, like. It's literally, in my opinion, it's probably one of the best times I've had in a long time watching a DC animated film. And it's not to say the other ones are terrible or anything. It's just that this one was especially good. So you should mess with it. All right. It's time for us to get out of here. Look, tight 2. Tight 2.
Well, we already busted to do that too.
I mean, just
Busted
a little
hard.
bit because it's because of all the dicks in it.
There has been a lot of
Jay, why don't you give me some final thoughts, buddy?
Okay, so if you want to pair Batman, Solo the Dragon, two things you can pair it with. The first is speed. Basically, they run the thing like they run through similar lines where they're basically about a group of adventurers fighting to keep an evil from crossing into our dimension. One's a little more comedic, but I think it does kind of pair well with that. The other thing I would pair with this is Batman Year One. I think that works really good with it because Year One is kind of after the training, but before the mask, and Soul of the Dragon is the training and after the mask. Like, it's a good early Batman. Like, yeah, like the two together make for a really interesting early kind of Batman, where he's getting to be like you see from the training to the beginning before the mask to the mask to after. It's pretty good. The only thing I would suggest is if you're going to watch the two back to back, maybe give yourself 5 minutes in between, because the shift from the kind of noir to the 70s exploitation just a tiny bit jarring when you watch them like back to back. But otherwise, yeah, those two movies go good together.
What was the first one, Jay?
The first one was Scoob.
The Scooby-Doo one.
Got it. Oz, final thoughts.
Since we're talking about Asian exploitation, a movie that I haven't had the opportunity to watch, but I really, really want to watch, and without seeing it, I'm recommending it to everybody, is Crazy Samurai Murasashi. What the hell is that? Murasami. If you're in America, it might be under Crazy Samurai 400 versus 1. And it's a movie about Murasashi Miyamoto, I believe his name was, which is the hero of every whatever. He's the hero of every Japanese samurai film, and it's him versus 400 people. And the thing about this is when you get to that battle of him versus the 400, this is a 90-minute movie, and there is a 70 minutes of it is this fight of him versus these 400 other people, and it's all done in one shot. And it sounds amazing. The more I learn about the actor in it, like he's like done movies. He's done movies where he's broken his neck, and like the doctors told him that he's so muscular that it's the only reason he's still alive. And any one of us has this injury, we're dead. But he's so buff, so muscular, so hot that he survived it.
That happened to me.
So
I'm not lying.
So
I'll tell you all about it.
I really want to see this movie because I want to see a 70-minute action scene done in one take, and I want to see what that looks like. Without having seen it already, I'm recommending it to you guys. I'm gonna watch it, and I'm assuming right now that I'm gonna love it. And you will too.
Moses Magnum, final thoughts.
Sorry. Look, happy birthday, Heck.
Happy birthday, Heck.
That's all I got. Happy birthday, Heck.
That's enough. Happy birthday, Heck. I feel bad because I didn't get to wish him happy birthday on social media, but I do love you, Heck. Appreciate you, buddy. For the entire Fantastic Forum, thank you all so much for hanging out with us. We do appreciate you. We'll be back next week. In the meantime, let us know what you think of the show. Let us know what it is that you want to hear about. Let us know what it is you like. Let us know what it is you dislike. Hit us on all of our social media. Comment on YouTube. Comment on Twitch. Whatever. All this stuff. You know what it is. This is Fantastic Forum. We'll be back next week. Until then, we'll catch you. Have a good night.